Right, because, let me see here. Oh, right, because the salvation will come from the Israelites first, then from Judah first, right? Because that is the truth. Isaiah 5:7. For the vineyard of the Lord. Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about here. The bowing down that all the tribes will do. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 7. Get thyself the love of the congregation and bow thine head to a great man. Everybody basically is going to take their head off concerning Judah because the Lord woke them up first for his own purpose. Isaiah 5:7. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry. So they did bad too. Zechariah 12:7. Yahweh also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of Israel for David, the lineage of David, according to the book of Luke chapter 3, if I'm correct. Luke 3, no, Luke 2 then. Luke 2 and 4. And Joseph also went up to Galilee, where Naphtali is, Naphtali, the land of Naphtali, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. So when it says that the house of David, it's not talking about the house of Judah. David is of the house of Judah, which is the tribe of Judah. But the house of David is talking specifically, individually about him and his bloodline. That's the house of David. Because it doesn't say about Yahushua, the house of Judah, because all Judahites are of the house of Judah, the lineage of Judah. But Yahushua is of the single bloodline individual of David. So it's talking about the royal line of David. And the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, who's that talking about? That's talking about Benjamin and the rest of the Benjamites. The rest of the Judahites that were there at that time also in that same region, because they was living there. So the great ones of Benjamin and the other great ones of Judah. But you have the royals of Benjamin also. The royals bloodline, the royal bloodline, and also the royal bloodline of David. But yet, do not magnify themselves against the entire tribe of Judah, because they will do that. And also, it goes for the other tribes, the other 12 tribes, loose from, well, not the other 12, but the other 10, loose from Judah and Benjamin. They also should not magnify themselves against Judah, and they will. They're doing it and continual into this day. But the Lord will quiet them, because he will make Judah wake up first, and Benjamin will cling on to them, just like I showed you in 1 Kings chapter 12. John 4 and 22. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. So when it speaks here of all shall bow down, thy father's children shall bow down before thee, before who? Before Judah. First and foremost, Yahushua. Even the other Judahites will bow to Yahushua. You have to. This is something that you will want to, not just have to, but you will want to do it too. So just like how, I'm going to give the example again, I know it's kind of stingy, but still I'm going to say it. Just like how you have so-called black females desiring to dye their hair yellow. They want to. They love to. They desire it. They dream about it. They spend hundreds of... I didn't know how expensive that thing was, but it's like 500 euros and stuff like that for a wig of straight hair. I did not know that. Now I know. So they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money to spend on hair and stuff like that. But they want it. They desire it. They find it beautiful. So that's the same way. Now you can imagine how it's even more than that. But you can kind of imagine if they'd be like, how would that feel like? Well, it would feel like how they love straight hair. And that's how it would be like. You really want to do it. You don't care about nobody else. You don't care about nothing what they're saying. Just you want to bow to Yahweh, you're going to want to. You're dreaming about that day. You see yourself in front of the mirror practicing how you going to bow to Yahweh. Well, should I do it like this? No, do it like this. No, wait, I got better. Do it like this. Yeah, that's how. You know what I'm saying? So like that. And how you gonna do it? Everybody's gonna bow to Judah. And how will it kind of go like this? Here. And bow thy head to a great man, because he had, here it says, he had prevailed. Judah had prevailed over all his brethren, basically. All. Yeah, but it doesn't say all, but I mean, like, for Judah prevailed above his brethren. Right? For out of them comes salvation. You know, it comes from them. Because you have people, the reason why I say that also, you have a lot of people here from West Africa that are very boastingly, like I'm telling you, like they really think they're great. They're greater than the so-called Negroes in America and stuff like that. Because I taught a guy, well, I just taught him about the scriptures. Because he knew, because I was talking to him, and he said, like, well, actually, since the 50s and 40s, my great-grandfather always used to say that we are the Jews. But when I gave him the scriptures, he said, man, I never put the connections like that. Oh, man, didn't. At first, he was happy. He gobbled it up. Then he started to become proud, and he said all the tribes are basically black. And he was from the Igbo tribe. And then he started to say stuff like all the tribes are actually only Igbo. I'm looking at him like, what? Yeah, you need to get the real African Bible in Africa and all that type of stuff. I'm like, I can't read that. Yeah, but that's the only real Bible there is. The English is corrupted and all that type of stuff. Like, how come you're not a teacher then? The prophets don't come from West Africa. They came from America and taught us. In the land of their captivity, there shall the Most High basically bring them back from the spiritual deadness that they are. Dead from the neck up. Ezekiel 37. You didn't wake me up. It was the slave descendants in America. But, of course, you have people over here, you know, they think they're real pure. And they think that the Lord is dealing with them like that. I'm like, the Lord, you didn't wake them. Who? Like, the Most High ain't. I don't want to be bold, but, yeah, the Most High ain't dealing with you like that. The Heavenly Father didn't get, like, the Spirit didn't come and sup with you like that. It came and sup with the men in America. And then they were taught, and then they became the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and then they started to teach everybody else, and that's how the Lord comes and sup with the ones in Europe and Australia and West Africa too now, and just the different places upon the planet Earth through the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But he came and talked to those men in the land of their captivity first, before he came to you. And he came to you by reason of flesh. He came to them by reason of spirit. They just figured it out. Even though, like I said, I've talked to a few people of West Africa, and they're telling me stories about how since the 40s and 50s and all that type of stuff, their people are teaching that they're the Hebrew Israelites. But then I asked them, like, so how come y'all don't make videos and stuff or talk about it publicly, declare it? He's like, man, they laugh at us, man. The other Africans in Africa, they laugh at us when we tell them that. So we're not talking about that. But we know in our family, we know, you know, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, cool. That shows you that the Lord ain't dealing with you like that. He ain't dealing with you like that. He dealt and is dealing with the men in America. But through them, for salvation is come of the Jews. That's it. Through the ones in America, the land of their captivity, they shall remember me. And through them, we all are susceptible for salvation, capable of receiving it. Right. Okay, so, already read that. So I already read that. I already read this one too. Now here, let me see, Luke. No. Yeah, Matthew. Yeah. Let me see. Alright, concerning the, I already read this, so I'm not going to read this again because I often do it now. I can still do it if you're not tired or something. Joshua 15:63. As for the Jebusites, the real inhabitants, the first inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out because of the curses in the book of Judges chapter 2, it is explained there, and Judges chapter 3, it is explained there, why the Lord did not drive them out. I can get it for you if you don't know what I'm talking about. because I constantly have new people that don't know about the old video. So, you know, if I sound like a broken record because I'm repeating often, sorry about that. And the Bible is full of repetition, so yeah, so that also too, but still. Judges, and the more I repeat it, the easier you will remember it. You'll be like, oh, you already said this. Give me some more. Give me some more new information. Right, Lord willing, I will be able to do that. Through time, of course. Judges 2, and let me see something here. 20. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, because, you know, we served other gods and stuff like that. And he said, because that this people have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice, which are the prophets, I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them, yet of the nations of which Joshua left when he died. Why won't the Lord do that no more? That through them I might test Israel. How? For what? Whether they will keep the way of Yahweh to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it, or not. And you can already guess the answer what we did. I mean, we're here right now, right? Psalms 106 and 34. The Israelites did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 1. And it's not just here. It is not just the Hittites and the Girgasites, the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mighty in the Dow. It's not just them, because it was also going for the Ezra 9:1. Now these are the things that were done. These are the things, what? Now when these things were done, the princes came to me. So not all of the princes were wicked. Same thing with not all of the so-called black people are how you call that thing again? Good at basketball, so-called black men, or soccer, play football, and stuff like that. So, and not all the Pharisees and Sadducees were wicked. Some of them were good, you know. So, no man is good, but you know, I hope you know what I mean. The princes came to me, saying, they came to Ezra, saying, the people of Israel, and the priests, and the Levites, have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Mizraimites, which is Egyptians, Mizraim, and the Amorites, which is Canaan again, right? These are Japanese, these are Chinese. So, them too, because it says here, where it says it? It says here, of whom the Lord said that we should not, wait, let me see. Of whom the Lord said we shouldn't mingle with them. And because we started to worship their gods. Eventually you will. Especially your children. Because your children will not know which side to pick most of the time. And if you look at South America, it's a goddamn good reason why you shouldn't be fucking around. They hate you. They fucking hate you, man. They fucking hate you. And they'll shit about your hair. They'll shit about your skin color. They will fucking hate you, okay? And they'll glorify themselves, especially looking in the mirror. No, that type of stuff. But anyway, it wasn't just the Canaanites. It was Mizraim. It was Moab, Ammon, of course, and stuff like that. But anyway, enough of this. Psalms 106:35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devil worshippers, and shed innocent blood, child sacrifice, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. This is why the Lord was testing us, like, are you going to follow after them? Because Molech, Shemach, is kind of like Molech. It's a child sacrificing deity, which the Ammonites had. And Ammon had another one, Shemach or something like that. Something like that. Whether they would keep it or not. And we didn't do it. Therefore, the Lord left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua. Because if there were no temptation around us, then we might have been doing good. But it is better to have the temptation in your midst and then still resist it. That's strength. That shows power. That shows that you are determined. That's why the Israelites that did that, they got a beautiful blessing. Here you can read more. Sorry, not reach more. Here you can read more about the nations that was left in the midst of us. Let me see. Because there was many land yet that remained to be possessed, but we couldn't, because we sinned, and therefore we couldn't fight against these enemies. All these lands, we didn't have at that time. Even this land we didn't have. That was taken over by these are the sons of Genesis 22 and the last verse. These are the sons of Nahor, the brother of Abraham. And if I'm correct, these two, but I need to go link this one again, but yeah, they were together, these two. But I need to go double check this one out. So you have these Geshurites, and then you have these Geshurites, which are Hamites. That's why you have two Havilas. You have Havilah of Shem, and you have Havilah of Cush. Havilah is a man, by the way. Havilah is a man. And that land was given unto the Arabs, but the other parts of land was given unto the Cushites, which is a little bit more left. I'll do a video about that, showing you that, Lord willing. But yeah, and you also had Manassites under the Judites. So one of the names of one of the sons of Judah was named Manasseh, and all his descendants were Manassites. Yeah. First Chronicles chapter 2. See, I messed up with the first and the Second Chronicles things. Yeah, I messed up with that. Yeah, but it's First Chronicles chapter 2, the 1 foot before the last verse. There is the Manassites, but it's not spelled Manassites. If you look up the Hebrew, it's spelled Manassites. Yeah. But yeah, but they're Manassites of Judah, right? So yeah, could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem unto this day. Judges chapter. Yeah, you can read. It's basically the same thing as here, but it shows you that. Okay, let me read it. Judges 1:21. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites that inhabited Jerusalem, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem unto this day. So, who was in Jerusalem? You had Judah, Benjamin, and of course the Jebusites. But the reason why the Lord left them is because to punish us and to also test us. And if we would follow after them, he would kill us. And he did, because we did follow after them. Eventually we followed after them. So the Lord tests us right. He was tempting us right there with them. Sometimes they were more successful than us. Then of course our people started to pray to their gods, like, I want to see what you got. I want to be, because for example, the Lord deals with the genealogy, like if you are from him and stuff like that, you become a great man. And the regular average Israelite, he want to be a LeBron James too. You know what I'm saying? He want to be a Floyd Mayweather too. Okay, I'm talking about sports right now. You kind of do need genetics for that one. But yeah, let's say talent. He give up his soul, sell his soul, and invite his spirit to come live up in his body. All of a sudden he can sing. All of a sudden he can dance. All of a sudden he can play piano or something like that. Just an example. And he will excel. But he sold his soul, so he wants to be great too. He doesn't want to just rely on DNA, on genetics and stuff like that. So they want to be great too, so they sell their souls instead of just basically waiting and just dying or something and be reborn, and the Lord give you talent there. Maybe I don't know what he can do all. So just have faith. Or maybe you get a son. And because a lot of people do want to live through their children, which is just wicked in itself also, because look, you should be happy for your child when your child has this so-called beautiful talent. But Yeah, don't make him sell himself neither. You know, that's not a good idea neither. You know, but if they're real stubborn and stuff like that, hey, just hope it goes well with him, man. Just hope it goes well with him. You know, that he doesn't turn out at a diddy party, which is orchestrated by the Caucasians. So I'm not just knocking on Diddy. I'm not. I don't want to be jumping up on the, how they say it. They're jumping up on the bandwagon. Now everybody got something to say about Diddy. I've been knowing about that guy since like 7 years ago, more than that. I can show you here. Check this out. Right, check this out.
Right, no doubt. For real.
You be one of them niggas out here liking it.
You know, niggas out here liking it. He's talking more gruesome shit. So I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. He's talking more gruesome shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
After a while, at first you ain't want to deal with it, but now you like.
See, this is 7 years ago, and the video was longer than that. I mean, sorry, older than that. It was longer than that ago. It's just this person re-uploaded it from somewhere else, if I'm correct. But if I'm correct, I could be wrong. I did see it on another person's channel, and that person was the person uploaded it earlier than this, but I'm not 100% sure because I didn't find it. The channel might be terminated. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Liking it. Out here dancing for baby.
Here they kissing tongue. So we already know, like, hey,
be out here dancing for baby, nigga, with nail polish on.
Be out here dancing for baby. Here's his baby with nail polish on. And who does that? And that was before he even made it big. When did he come on the scene? Let me see. Young Pa. Young Thugger introduction. Start rapping. Oh shit, I didn't know that. Okay, that's what, 10 years or something? 15 years ago? Okay, cool. But like I said, this video was older. But he's talking about guys dancing with nail polish on their hands and stuff like that. You got him right here. What do he have on his hand? Nail polish. And who brought him up? He reveals why he stopped wearing nail polish. I saw a snippet of it because I'm not looking up these weirdos. I saw a snippet of it, and he said the reason I stopped doing it is because my son one day walked up to me and he had nail polish on, and I said, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" And I said, "But yeah, daddy, but you have it." And then he stopped. He explains that here. Look, you can read here, like the thing here that you're gonna see. Look, you see that thing, the black thing there? Read what it says there. It says, Young Thug said wearing nail polish slowed his career down, and then his son wanted, it said want, but his son wanted to also start doing it. And who was he hanging with? He was strip teasing for this guy, man. He was stripping for him. You know, those stories that I heard back then, shit, I didn't know it was that. Look, I know, like, you know, I believed it, but I wasn't thinking about it like that, like, you know, because I hated the fact that I saw, how you call this cartoon, like Boondocks. I hated that shit, man. Only the scene about Licious, because I was like, hey man, they're trying to make black men gay. Fuck this shit, man. I watched it. Now I'm like, damn, they knew. They knew what was going on behind the scenes, man. Licious. Damn, Licious. God damn. Licious. Wearing pink too. God damn. It's horrible. And then they had this little boy. Now, I laugh. We're like, wow, they already did it right there, man. These people that made this show, they know exactly what's going on, man. They know what's going on. It's crazy just looking at it like, wow, damn, Riley turned gay. And when he said, I ain't gay, nigga. It's Riley, bitch. Yeah. But Riley's like, hey, my man, you don't see, you don't think it's suspicious? You wear a dress on. He said, nah, man, it's gangster. All the gangsters do it nowadays. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly. See, 2008. That was before Young Thugger, man. That was before the younger Thugger dude. 2008. You know what I'm saying? Before that dude came on the scene. He came in 2010. This was been doing that. But yeah, this like I said, when I saw it, I thought they were just, you know, trying to make us sodomites and stuff like that. But then, of course, through the future, you're gonna figure stuff out like, God damn, they was actually doing real stuff. Like I didn't know, you know. Same thing with John and I forgot who. They wanted to kill the Israelites because they said, like, should we let fire rain down from heaven and kill them like Elijah? Then the Lord said, what are you doing? You coming in the spirit of you don't know what. You're coming in the spirit of Satan, because you don't know if they will. Because what? Well, let me read. Let me read it, because it says right here, Luke chapter 9 verse. Peter and James. No, wait. It was John and James. Right. And when his disciples, Luke 9:54, when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven and consume them, even as Elijah did? But he turned and rebuked them and said, ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of. He coming up in the spirit of Satan. For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village. And I understand this, because it's like, don't kill them now, because in 5 years or 10 years they might repent and find out the truth. I have had this a few times already, so that's why I always warn others, like, hey, just because the guy doesn't listen to you now doesn't mean he's going to not listen to you in 10 years. So basically, don't hate him now. He might change in 10 years or 5 or 2 or 3 months, something like that. So you don't know if they're gonna change, because like I said, me in the beginning, I was like, fuck this shit, man. They're trying to make us all sodomites, because I saw a change around that time already happening, where there were more gay characters in the cartoons and movies. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Because that's when it kind of started, like, but it wasn't that deep. You know, you saw females having roles of men, but it wasn't that powerfully deep neither. Now they kicking dudes in the balls, giving knee shots and stuff like that. Let me see. I didn't watch this. I seen it. This one here, boop, and then a fist. He's just waiting for that, like a true actor. And you fell from a punch in the face by a female. And they always use her in manly roles too. This female, because they know exactly who they're casting. Let me see. Where is she? Well, Men in Black 3. Where is she? Wasn't she in Men in Black? Then I don't know anymore. Thor then. Let me see. Thor 3. Thor 2024, thinking. This one. Where is she? The Valkyrie chick. She's a Latin Jake. She's this one. I forgot her name. I don't know her name. Tessa. She don't look bad here. She don't look manly here. I don't know what's going on. Here, you know, they often put her in a manly ass role. She does not look manly here. I'll give her that. She looks like a. She looks good here. But then I don't know what's her name again. Oh yeah, Tessa. They often put her in a manly ass role, and she accepts because she wants that paycheck. Niggas just sell out for some money, man. It's just, that's what I think it is. You can buy a nigga cheap. I heard that one. Never forgot that word again. That saying. You can buy a nigga cheap. I'm tired of being broke. Yeah, you gotta watch a dude that says that, man. He'll sell it so.
Yeah. Talk about. No, I was just gonna say I would never picture anything like that coming from Russell Simmons. Surely he wouldn't be involved in that, would he?
Yeah, you don't know nothing. The thing is, the whole P Diddy thing is just the thing that they all know is happening, and this was happening in the 90s. The guy that's talking about it right now in the early 2000s, the late 90s and the early 2000s, the nephew of Russell Simmons. He's a rapper. This guy knows what's up. And the reason I'm telling you also that you have here like 2,600 views. Like I said, I don't think he's the original uploader because there should have been more comments. You know, so that's weird. 3 comments in 6 years. Well, 7. A whole year went without anybody saying anything. Yeah, I don't think this is the original uploader. I think this video is older, but I can't find it. Maybe that channel was deleted and then it's gone. I'm not gonna be able to approve it, so I'll just leave it at that. Right, so don't kill him. not yet. You know, not now or something. You know, wait until the Lord closed that door, and then he's gonna handle it, because he might just wake them up, and then guess what? You already called a meteor or fire from heaven to smoke them, to kill them, flatten them, you know, with a meteor or something like that, and that's it. And you just, you know, he might have changed tomorrow, the day after, you know. So yeah. Anyway, so I'll leave it at this. That I don't need to read this all here. You know, okay, let me read it. Right. So you had the Jebusites living in our midst. Joshua 18:29, and Zelah, Eleph, and Jebusi, which is Jerusalem, Gibeath, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to their families. Okay, so you had among the Ephraimites, you had Canaanites. Among the Judah and Benjamin, you had also Amorites. That's in the book of Second Samuel 21, if I'm correct, 21 and 2. In the time of King David, you had the Canaanites living in our midst too. You had the Machites and the Geshurites living in our midst also. Joshua 13, I just showed it here somewhere. Here. In Zechariah 14 and 21, yea, every pot, which is talking about the Israelites, because we are plants. In Jerusalem and in Judea, which is all 12 tribes, shall be holiness unto the Lord of hosts. And all they that sacrifice shall come and take of them, and seed therein. And in that day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of the Lord of the host, because they're Canaanites in the midst of us. Why? Well, the Jebusites, they're Canaanites. They used to make children with our women, and we vice versa with them. In the midst of the Benjamites, in the midst of the Judites, you had other Canaanites in the midst of other Canaanite tribes, in the midst of Ephraim. You had them all over the place. And the Lord let it like that to see what we would do. Are you going to make children with them? Yes, we did. Because believe it or not, some of them actually did look good. A lot of them actually did look good. They're women. And our men were never racist, actually. Like, hey, you ain't touching my girl, my daughter, or stuff like that, you know. So they would offer their daughter. Gad did it too. They would offer Edomites their daughters as a, you know, let's join forces with each other. And then he would screw them over, of course, because Esau does things like that. But what will the Lord do concerning the Canaanites and the tear babies that are among us, which the tares are the children of Esau in the midst of us? Matthew 13:36. Then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares in the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. This is the good seed. This is the good seed in the physical form. I don't know what he is. But this one, yeah, this one. Yeah, I don't know what he is. Is that his child, or is this some caucus guy? His child or something. Anyway, let me use another one. I don't know. These are the children of the kingdom. These are the children of the kingdom. These two are the children of the kingdom. You have Israelites that might look like this, man. You know, there's a DNA fuck up somewhere. But hey, man, if your father is truly him, then yeah, you lucky. Well, it's a capability of it's a possibility that you could be saved. Salvation still coming like toward you. I'll just say it. It's given unto you because it cometh of the Jews. You know, because yeah, through them, salvation has come to the rest of the Israelites, because the Lord will give them and wake them up first. So it cometh of them, right? Right. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, right? But the tares are the children of the wicked one, Esau. The enemy, Esau, that sowed them is the devil. So who's the devil? Esau, because it says right here. Well, it doesn't say Esau, but we know it's Esau. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. Because sometimes you don't know. Like for this person, that's why also, for example, if you had the power to call rain from heaven, like fire, from heaven, if you didn't know, you would flatten him. You don't know. Let's say he is one of his children with his wife over here. Oh, you done fucked up. You done got blood on your hand of an Israelite. You don't know. So yeah. And yeah, he might turn to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. How about that? Yeah, I'm saying, you don't know. But these are terror babies. Don't look good for you. Unless he's your Israelite, you know. But she's not going in her relationship with him with that in mind. She's thinking of something totally different. Right. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire. I didn't do it. The angels will. So shall it be in the end of the world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and what shall they do? And they shall gather out of his kingdom, what? All things that offend. This is an offense. Whether you believe it or not. People be like, oh my God, they're so beautiful, is she? Yeah, pretty enough to be set on fire. How about that? But these ones, they're not going to be set on fire like that. You know? Unless they go against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because even freaking, what was his name? Here. Even this guy, even Floyd Mayweather, even LeBron James is going to be set at, the Lord's going to set that ass on fire, man. I can already see it in front. I see him already being set on fire. You know? So it doesn't matter how you look. It has something to do with it, but it doesn't actually matter. It goes back toward it. I mean, if your father is not Jacob, yeah, you in trouble. So it does go back to color. But anyway, all things that offend, and them that do iniquity, which are the Israelites that look like Israelites, but they're doing iniquity too. Or just iniquity, sorry, not two, you know. These might be the greatest people upon the planet, or the friendliest, always giving money, alms and stuff like that. Let's say it's two boys, always giving alms, always taking care of the sick. Everything. They do everything accordingly. If you a tear baby, yeah, you still gonna get fucked up. And shall cast them into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. They're gonna be set on fire, man. Even the ones that look like so-called Negroes, LeBron James types. you know, everybody know he definitely a so-called black man. Yeah, he's gonna be set on fire too, right? And what's his name? Floyd Mayweather too. You know, throwing up the Baphomet sign, all that there. He didn't do it in the beginning. Now you see him throwing it up on that now anymore. He's not really in the media anymore. But in the early 2000s, actually not the early 2000s. It's like 2016, 15, and stuff like that. You know, he was throwing up the Baphomet sign a lot compared to when he first began his boxing career. Yeah. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, which is the ozone layer. Where you look up, it's very bright. And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Right. Daniel 12 and 3. So, the ones that have turned many Israelites toward Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, they're going to have a great time. They're going to have a great time. Right. So, all the tribes shall eventually bow to Judah. Like, bow your head to a great man, because he had conquered. He had conquered all. And he was the last one to stand. The last man standing in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, that was Judah. Of all the tribes. And then they fell also. Right. So, yeah. That's why we pray for growth in the scriptures, so that we can explain things to people. So, yeah. So, with that, I'm going to say shalom. And I'm going to put the links in the description box so you can check out stuff. Like, for example, this for yourself. So, with that, I'm going to say shalom.